Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video. I'm your host Jungle, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys another Call of Duty commentary. And in today's video I'm of course going to be doing a commentary talking about some things that I noticed about Call of Duty World War II that when you actually play it in November or August, if you're actually going to be getting the beta, here are a couple things that you're going to be noticing different in Call of Duty World War II. Also guys, if you're enjoying today's video, don't forget to leave a like on it down below. Let's see if we can get 10 likes on today's video. You guys have absolutely been destroying the like goals for previous videos, so yeah, let's see if we can get up to 10 likes on this video. And yeah, with all that out of the way, let's actually get right into the commentary. So the first thing that I found really interesting about Call of Duty World War II that's actually going to be different from Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 3, or any previous Call of Duty game, and that's of course going to be the final kill cam. Now, final kill cam has been pretty straightforward for basically every single Call of Duty game ever since Call of Duty 4. The last kill of the game, of course, it goes and it plays in kind of a little cinematic shot of that final kill. However, in Call of Duty World War II multiplayer, it's going to be a little bit different, and it's actually going to be kind of similar to Overwatch, and instead of showing the final kill of the game, it's actually going to be showing the best moment, and the best moment actually does not have to be at the end of the game. So let's say if you start a match or you get quad feed right at the beginning of the match, that could actually be the best kill of the game. It's kind of similar to Overwatch, and in my opinion, I think it's pretty good because sometimes the final kill cam in a Call of Duty match can be a little bit boring, you know, like some guy's just standing there and he gets shot by like a VMP in Black Ops 3. So yeah, I think that's something interesting, and it's just kind of a minor thing that's going to be changing in Call of Duty World War II. And moving on to the next thing, and that's actually something pretty different, and that's going to be divisions. Now, divisions are actually going to be replacing creative class, and there actually is not going to be any creative class in Call of Duty World War II. Now, I put a little asterisk there because there are going to be somewhat of a creative class, like you are going to be able to pick your guns as well as the things that you want to customize in your loadout. However, it's not going to be called creative class, it's going to be called divisions, and what it basically does is instead of having like perks and things like that, you're going to be getting these basic training things which basically act like perks. So if let's say you're going to be loading into Call of Duty World War II, you are going to be able to customize what you want to use when you play the game. However, it's not going to be called creative class. Now, in my own opinion, I think this can either go two ways. One way, I think it's going to be really good if Sledgehammer does really well with this system. However, it can also go really bad the other way. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. There are many videos on YouTube talking about how divisions in Call of Duty World War II is going to be working. However, it's kind of a bit complicated, and I want to make this video just kind of brushing over some of the important things that are going to be changing without going into too much detail, because this video is going to end up being 25 minutes long. So moving on to the next thing, this is kind of a misconception when it comes to Call of Duty World War II, and that is leading up to basically the multiplayer reveal trailer as well as during the multiplayer reveal trailer just after it came out. A lot of people thought that you were actually going to be having drivable tanks and vehicles in Call of Duty World War II multiplayer. This is a misconception. There's not going to be any drivable vehicles in Call of Duty World War II multiplayer. The devs at Sledgehammer Games said so. However, there are going to be vehicles in multiplayer, such as kill streaks and things like that. Like for example, if there's this one kill streak where you're actually in a plane and you can actually shoot some people on the ground, as well as if you actually move on to the game mode war, there is a tank that is controlled by an NPC, and you actually can go inside of it and use a machine gun in it. So yeah, this is basically the full extent of vehicles in Call of Duty World War II multiplayer. Now, moving on to another thing that's actually pretty interesting, and that's actually going to be some things that are related to the divisions, and that's if you actually choose a division, you can use whatever gun you want in said division. However, if you choose the right division, you can actually get some benefits. Like for example, if you were to run a submachine gun in the airborne division, you can actually equip a silencer to it whenever you want. For example, if let's say you're using a Thompson submachine gun and you were to be running around getting a couple of kills, however, let's say you want to sneak behind enemy lines, however you don't want to be seen, you can actually go and equip a silencer to it whenever you want. So then you can actually get some kills with a silencer, and then you realize that your team pushes up and you don't actually need that silencer anymore, you can go ahead and take it off. And there are special things for all the divisions. Like for example, if you were to use the infantry division, you can actually use a bayonet charge if you have the bayonet equipped, as well as if you actually move over to the heavy division, which basically is for like light machine guns and things like that. You have the benefit of being able to take your light machine gun and put a bipod down on any locations, so that way you can use it as a bipod in a position. And it's pretty similar to Call of Duty World at War because they did have this feature in that game. And if you actually move on to sniper rifles, if you're in the mountain division, if you're actually using a sniper rifle, you get an enhanced view. Like for example, in older Call of Duty games, if you actually were to aim down sight and you hold your breath, it means that you're not going to be getting any idle sway. However, if you're in the mountain division, a lot more is going to happen. For one, you're not going to be getting any idle sway. Secondly, all the noises in the game is going to start blacking out, like you're not going to hear them, as well as your dual render scope is going to turn black, so that way it's going to get you really focused on the target. So that's something pretty interesting. So if you really want to use a sniper rifle, I would recommend that you join the mounted division. And of course, there are a couple more things that are a little bit more minor that is actually going to be changing up Call of Duty World War II, such as there's actually more machine gun turrets placed around the map. For example, if let's say you play Modern Warfare Remastered, you will notice that there's actually some locations where a machine gun is actually put up. For example, on I believe a couple of maps, you can go up to a higher position and then there'll be a machine gun that you can use, like for example on Downpour, and those are actually going to be a lot more prevalent in Call of Duty World War II. There has not been a machine gun turret placement ever since Advanced Warfare. Black Ops 3 didn't have any, as well as Infinite Warfare didn't have any. So Call of Duty World War II, there's going to be quite a few of them, and it does make sense for the setting, being that it is set in World War II. As well as there are a couple more things that are going to be different in Call of Duty World War II, such as the minimap is actually going to be a circle. In other Call of Duty games, they've been a square and then a rectangle. In this game, it's going to be a circle, which does make a lot of sense because it is a World War II game. And yeah, those are some really important things that you're going to want to know about Call of Duty World War II, and things that you're going to be noticing when you load up Call of Duty World War II for the first time. Now remember, a lot of these things can change because the gameplay that we saw were pre-alpha, and then of course when the beta comes out and the full game, these things of course can change. And I would highly recommend that you actually go and check out some other YouTubers that they uploaded videos on how these things work more in depth, because remember, they actually got to play the game, so they know exactly how it works because they were actually able to use those features. And remember, some features can get lost in communication, so if you want to know exactly how they're going to work, I would highly recommend that you go and check out some videos that the people that actually played Call of Duty World War II at E3 made, so that way you know exactly how they work. And yeah, that has really been it for this video. It's been a little bit more of a long one. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to leave a like on it down below, as well as subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to click the bell button down below, so that way you can get a notification every single time I upload a new video. So that's really been it for this video. I hope to see you in the next one.